And let's bring in the Fox News political insiders. From South Carolina tonight, Pat Caddell, a former pollster for President Jimmy Carter and Fox News contributor. Here at home base with me, John LeBoutelier, former Republican congressman for New York, and Doug Schoen, former pollster for President Bill Clinton and Fox News contributor. John, I'm going to go to you first. Two very different interviews, Dr. Ben Carson and Senator Rand Paul. What are your thoughts at this point? I mean, Dr. Ben Carson still double digits in most of the polling. Not so much for Rand Paul. No,
and that last question was the question of the interview, because it's calling upon him and all these other candidates. What, in a couple sentences, is it all? What are you all about? What are you going to do to make the country better? This has been an unrelentingly negative campaign, and the three of us with you for a year, right, Doug? We've been saying the first candidate who offers an inspirational, positive vision for the future is going to take off. Trump has a little bit with "Make America Great Again," but
and you
it
heard
can
an
be
echo
more.
of that
a little bit, but then it went a little negative too.
Interesting.
But you know what? What we're hearing from Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, the two front runners for the Republican nomination, is a sense that politics, as usual, has to change. That we need to get rid of the corruption, the insiders in Washington, and we have to shake things up. It is, John, absolutely what you and I and Pat have been talking about. They are the most conservative, and they have the most clear positions on the issues, and it's why in New Hampshire and Iowa, they are, I think, doing as well as they are.
All right. One of the things we get to do on this program when we get interviews like this is to see what the experts say. And so Pat, John, and Doug are the experts. And so, Pat, I want to come to you and just say, what did you hear in either of those interviews, particularly with regard to foreign policy, that stuck out to you?
Well, I listened to the constitutionality arguments. I think that Rand Paul's obviously much more dovish. I don't agree with his analysis about Afghanistan. We couldn't let the Soviets take that. But his arguments on constitutionality are very important. We saw this week in the gun debate with the president that while overwhelmingly people liked the proposals he basically made, a large majority thought they would be ineffective, and we had a lot of people who said, and by 10 points people said, he shouldn't be doing it by executive action. He needs the Congress. We're seeing, whether it's on Iran, it is all of these things that he's doing, on whether it's Gitmo, whatever these things are, this president is determined, as his chief of staff today said, basically, wait, when the Congress doesn't work, we have the right to abolish the First Amendment and do what we want. Voters really care about that, and yet the Republicans have been, other than Rand Paul and a few voices, have been very weak, particularly the Republican leadership, which has collapsed like an empty suit when it's come to fighting those issues.
But what it really comes down to, though, is who can win, right, Doug? I mean, you've got people who can extrapolate this particular issue or that particular issue, but you've got to find that candidate who can take on all.
Right now, the general election polling shows that each and every of the Republicans, including Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, are within a couple of points either way with Hillary Clinton.
Wow. What do you think about that?
I think there is so much antipathy out there in the electorate, certainly towards Hillary and indeed towards Trump and Cruz, that what the electorate is saying is we're still angry, we're still unsettled, we have a long way to go, we really haven't cast a vote yet, and candidly, anger and frustration are the dominant sentiments.
And who picks up on that? I mean, who benefits?
Addendum to this that's never reported in the media is, if you look at these polls, as of today, Sanders, of all people, runs better in the general election against each Republican. Yeah, much better. And he's a 72-year-old socialist from Vermont, is doing better in a general than Hillary. Number one, Hillary has tons of baggage. The people have made up their mind on Hillary. She's a weak candidate. Number two, Sanders and Trump have got this lion by the tail. This thing that's happening in America that we've been talking about. By the way, you watch the Sunday shows, right? You would think that these guys on TV have just realized that the country's in turmoil. They clearly haven't been watching Political Insiders. We've been on this thing for years.
And Rand Paul made this argument with me, is that people are just starting to pay attention. But this has been a very different type of a race. I want to get in our viewers just once. Tony J. Johnson says the positive message is that the status quo must change. Trump and Cruz offer that, in Tony J. Johnson's opinion.